Welcome to Every Dull Moment, and welcome to another edition of Whetstone War. Today is a very special one. We've been waiting and building up to this for quite a while. You have to understand that today, two champions meet once again on the battlefield. Naniwa, Suehiro. We always love to see these two champions go up. In the last battle, Battle 3000, Suehiro was the winner by a lot, half the price. Tremendous performance and everything. I don't know if it's going to be the case today. So today is Battle Snow White, and traditionally Naniwa has always used the name Snow White. It's synonymous with their product. On the Suehiro website, they have in parentheses Snow White. They're not in the forefront with it, but they do use the name. Today we're going to decide who really gets to be Snow White in this battle. So we have used this Snow White from Suehiro before, and something that we've known quite often with the Suehiro product. So this is a splash and go, but every time we've ever used any of their products in particular, we believe it takes about a good 5 minutes. My wife will tell you when she filled up the container full of water, just bubbles were starting immensely. So it does need a second. We found that it tends to be sticky if you don't do that. So splash and go's a little stretch, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So we're told on the website, since we have never used this particular product, that the Naniwa Snow White is a soaking stone. Oddly enough, when it went in the water, bubbles were not really happening. So as I read, some of the newest versions are not quite as thirsty as been the tradition. It's a little thirstier. So because this one's been used, it will need to be flattened. This has never been used, so we will flatten it for you to make sure. I'm going to keep these symbols on the downside so that way we can keep that intact. And we need to talk about dimensions and price for a second. So the Naniwa Snow White is going to come in at 200 millimeters wide. 200 millimeters long. 70 wide and 25 thick. Okay. In comparison, we have 203, so barely wider, longer. Keep messing that up. Barely longer. 73 barely wider, but 23 barely thinner. So that's going to have a lot to do with your longevity as far as like how long you can use the stone. Okay, particles. Similar as far as the abrasive, that the particle that's inside of it, as well as the adhesive that holds it together. Price point is different. So over here on the Suehiro, which has typically been the case, the Suehiro is $68, which is $30 cheaper than the cheapest version that I found of the Snow White. So the Snow White from Sharpening Supplies, we had seen it at 98. We've seen it on Chef Knives to Go. Actually, they have it at 115. I will point out that on Sharpening Supplies, I ordered it. It came in a box that is just a plain cardboard box, where I have seen online in the 115 sites, they actually have a beautiful white box with Japanese kanji and stuff. We know from the markings that it is what it says it is. I don't know if it was like mass purchased so they could offer it at a discount, but I just did want you to know that it doesn't always come in the white box. And both of the websites I mentioned are reputable websites. It wasn't like someone that I hadn't used before. So let's also talk about the two knives. So Tokushu Knife, our sponsor, had gifted us two Moritaka 210 millimeter super blue Gyutos. They've been used traditionally on here. They're constantly used in unison with each other. They're never used one or the other for a different task. So both of them are always dulled, sharpened, always the same. So they're the same thickness. It's never been a problem. So what has happened today for this particular battle, using the Bob Kramer, which is actually made by Naniwa Chisera, the Bob Kramer 1000, the knives were each sharpened just moments ago. Just moments ago. My hands are dirty. And then the 5000. So the burr is still intact. The burr has not been removed by either strop and everything. So we are going to go ahead real quick and just make sure that the stones themselves are flat.
And you're using what?
Oh, well, we have a Nanohone product, this Nanohone NL8 diamond buttoned lapping plate, very heavy, also available on Tokushu knife. This particular lapping plate, you can see we have a video I'll put above on lapping plates. You have Naniwa makes one, Atoma makes them as well. This one in particular was a little pricier. It's super fine diamonds, but it's actually able to lap anything. It can actually, if it's made of diamonds, made of anything, it can make it level. Not all plates can do that. We're getting close. Still have some marks in the middle. Looks like we're good there. Okay, so let's spray a little fresh.
We need to clean that thing off, yeah. No commingling.
Yeah, no co 8,000 grit mingling there, people. I mean, this is spray it fresh out of the box. So.
Not flat though.
No, it wasn't necessarily flat out of the box.
So there's that.
Well, you guys should know from watching the show that if you need your stone to be flat, you need to take care of it right out of the bat and not assume that the manufacturer took care of it for you. I think they pour these into a mold, let them dry. I don't know how much with the mold could you really expect it to end up flat. Now, people who polish knives, very experienced people, will tell you that you don't need your stones flat for some of the things that they do. But for us simple people, all right, it is flat. There is a slurry. It is slippery. There we go. All right. Oh. Wow, here we go. I mean, we've been waiting on this.
Sorry.
So what we're going to do, my wife's making all kinds of noise, dropping microphones and stuff like that. Look, it's a live. I mean, we filmed this thing straight through. You guys know. That's the fun of this, right? We try not to do any editing that we don't need to. The accidents happen. So what we're going to do, the burr is intact from the 5,000. We are going to do the 8,000 edge trailing strokes, edge leading strokes, and we're going to finish with that. We're going to first do our test there before we do any type of removal, because we really do want to see like how, what we can do on just the stone, okay?
Do you need a sip of drink, babe?
What is that?
Do you need a sip of your drink?
I might need a little Bang energy drink. It's a little late sometimes when we film these. We try to film them at night to not have shadows. So I think my wife and I can tell you right off the bat, we see that.
Wow.
That slurry. It's not really sticking though. I mean, it's dark, it's there, but it's moving. It's not loaded and stuck.
Yep.
Trying to use all of the stone. Sounds classy, amazing. Feels really good.
I think it's drying out.
It's not dry. I mean, you can see the.
Yeah, I guess.
Messy.
Yes.
I would say that means it's cutting, because the knives were wiped down with a towel. They were dry before, so nothing was brought from any other stones. So I would say then that this particular thing, my wife can bring my unofficial sponsor, energy drinks.
I wasn't sure.
Messy.
Yeah, really, really, really messy.
So, I mean, an 8,000
Is
that
that
cuts,
normal
I guess.
for an 8? I mean,
I
don't know.
wouldn't think so. The Snow White is not that Snow White anymore. But that would be the burr removal, I guess. But you can see it moves.
Yeah.
So it's not stuck.
And oh god.
I mean, it's slippery.
And it's still
Yeah,
cutting. Is that the right word?
I would say.
But it's louder now than it
I
was a
would
minute
say
ago.
that I'm actually a little bit more used to the Suehiro probably. On the 8, maybe gunking up a little bit. So we will see if that's true.
I mean, I think it does, but I don't know that it was that much.
Okay,
Well,
wow.
I mean, your hand, your hand was dark.
We can see a little bit of load in the middle of the stone.
Okay.
So edge leading strokes, the blade is facing into the stone. The pressure is not great. We're talking about an edge that is like the thickness of a hair, and we really don't want to press and actually roll our own edge. But as any abraded metal that was just sticking out like tassels hits, it just kind of pinches it and tears it away. Now you can say, okay, well, once you've done that, you've pinched and abraded it away. We will still go back with stropping strokes in a edge trailing motion. We're just trying to make sure that the apex is clean. Again, all of this is just to show you what you can do with the stone without actually using a strop. I'm alternating strokes, light pressure, an undetermined amount of strokes. Just do it enough. I mean, these knives should be nice and sharp. Okay, so let's do some stropping. It was really fun when I taught my daughter to see her have to learn this. And over time, it just becomes so natural. There's some clips of her doing this on the Instagram page. Taking her time. Anyway. Beautiful. Okay, and again, super light. I mean, like, the other hand's just like resting on it. Okay, so we have a towel we're going to use to clean.
Just not that. Careful. Sorry, y'all. Okay.
Okay. On to Suehiro. So we're gonna listen for that feeling. A little louder, I would say.
I think it's, yeah. It sounds like there's a little more. It almost sounds like there's more pressure, but I know there's not.
It didn't get quite as messy so fast.
I wonder if the sink bridge, I wonder if the bridge has an effect on that. How it fits in the pond as far as making the sound, the movement of.
I'm not worried about, I'm not listening to that. I was just listening to the blade on the stone.
Gotcha.
I wasn't listening to the wobble of the sink bridge. Both get messy though. That white
Kinda pretty,
stone
though.
is not white too long.
Art.
Yeah, try if you're new to the stone, you can see me using the whole stone. And you can see that it's moving. So it means it's not completely loaded. Again, two great manufacturers. Either stone is going to be a great stone to finish your knife.
I don't like that sound.
Like I said, it was a little bit noisier right off the bat. You can see all of that cutting material.
Mm-hmm.
And it moves, you know, so you have to ask yourself,
it looks dry, but yeah.
So a little bit of load. I think both of them had that little bit of dark that was stuck.
What about time-wise?
I think both of them. You know, here's the thing. It's very hard on an 8000 to feel a burr. Mm-hmm. It's not like this big piece of metal, you know, was just sticking off flip black. You know, it really, the burr almost felt like it was gone after the 5. I was struggling to feel it. So coming into this, part of you knows you're just, I mean, you're really polishing that edge. You're getting the metal to fall off. Okay, so now we're going to do those edge leading strokes.
I feel like I would have to look to see if your timing was faster. I don't know why I feel like your timing was faster. I could be wrong.
There's also kind of maybe warming up on a stone too, you know?
Yeah.
So pushing the blade ever so slightly into the stone. Any metal tassels, the burr that we refer to, that are just sticking off the apex are being ripped away. You would typically not do edge leading strokes after 8000. That is the research done by knife grinders on their YouTube channel. In their book on deburring, they feel like after 8000 there's too much stress on the edge of the blade. So again, alternating strokes. All right, stropping motion. At this point, I feel like I'm just lining the edge up, making sure it's not rolled. Again, super lightweight. I mean, the fingers are just sitting there for a little weight. Okay. Let's take a look at the, so we can see the part that didn't move. Mm-hmm. So if you want to look at the other one, you can kind of see the load comparison.
Okay.
I mean, they both have it.
Yep.
The Suehiro's probably a little darker. Okay, wow. Naniwa. Again, no burr removal was done. Everything was done on the stone. We're just trying to see, you know.
Okay.
I'm looking, is it my... And we definitely can do a burr removal as well, just to make sure any wire edges. That was a lot louder.
A lot louder, but also no issue.
No issue.
Catches or anything.
Yeah, and that could just be burr removal.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
All right, so knives down. We're going to be using now This is a kangaroo strop, okay? So there is no diamond emulsion. There's no other cutting material on there to help. So I didn't want you to think it's like an extra thing that's cutting and doing like whatever, okay? So we have a rough side.
Okay, I'm gonna come around.
Sure. And we have a smooth. And any material that might have been clinging will just be pulled away. We have an entire series on stropping. I'll put a link above. It was done a while ago, but it's so necessary for you to understand the science of what we're doing. Okay. And again, just making sure any metal that was stuck is removed. These two knives being knives that are harder than a 60-61 on the Rockwell scale. The stropping angle is the same as the sharpening angle. This will not make your knife sharper. It will only remove metal off the edge. I do not apply any compound to my kangaroo for any reason for any knife whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Okay, so if there was any metal stuck, it has been now removed. Naniwa, so here, Snow White. I mean, just so nice.
No, can't do that side. Okay. Whatever. Oh, sorry, y'all. I did not mean to hit that button.
This is a hard one. I mean, it's okay. We're on paper towel. Just something else.
All right.
Blueberry's coming out in a minute, folks. Well, I was not ready with a blueberry. Blueberry's coming out, so
might have to.
Look, that would have kept going if it didn't just turn sideways on it, you know.
Okay.
I mean, that's just nice. Like I said, you're not going to go wrong with either one of these.
Same.
In case you had any questions about
Well?
sharpening something to an 8K. So follow us to the refrigerator. We got a pack of, oh, there they are, a pack of blueberries right on top. My wife's hands are clean. She'll grab a cutting board and a blueberry.
Okay.
Just walk in front of the camera, honey. People expect it to happen. It's okay. Hey. Just any one of those will do. We were not prepared, so if the camera's going awry, it's okay, folks. It's okay. You know, the other camera's facing me. Hi, nice to see you.
Hi.
There you go. I don't want to dirty blueberries with my hands, honey.
Okay.
It's okay. If the camera, they got the other camera facing me right there. Just put your camera down if you need to. Do you need a sharp knife? Don't spill them all over the floor, honey.
Not. They just taste
Here.
weird. I'm good.
Okay. I'm helping.
There's Greg.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah, your hands are really dirty.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, I don't want to touch my food. Okay. Each one gets a blueberry. Okay. This is kind of exciting.
It's been a minute since we've cut blueberries. I should say since you cut blueberries.
Yeah. These are firm. Like they have no jiggle. Yeah. I like it. Oh, seriously? That was awesome. Okay. That was like, because it's literally just sitting there. And the knife just went like, boop.
Might be too little to boop now.
Yeah, I can't boop it now.
Not a doggy boot. Apparently there's a blueberry boot.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Let's clean it here.
Okay.
That's just nice. Okay.
Your hand's so dirty.
Yeah. Part of the trade, you know. Oh, sorry, you fucking serious. Excuse me, I just said a bad word on the show.
I'm sorry, that was hilarious. I'm sorry, but that was ridiculous. That one was more ridiculous.
This is okay. Seriously,
I mean, was it not?
it's ridiculous. Yeah.
This one was more ridiculous. Okay,
It is. I
no.
mean.
Okay, Gregory.
Okay, seriously.
Okay.
I mean, come on, people. I mean, comments from you guys, like.
What you say, guys, girls? What you say?
I mean, if the blueberry was the deciding factor, period, it's the blueberry. If it's the paper towel, it also kind of leaned this way, I gotta say. That it was a little bit of a louder cut. Maybe it was toothier. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. So here's the deal. 200 long, 203 long. 70 wide, 73 wide. So far, longer and wider. 25 millimeter thick, 23 millimeter thick, $30 cheaper compared to the best.
They're both great, though.
Both great, but I mean, in the end,
Save $30.
Save $30. Suehiro.
I mean,
I would never tell you not to buy this. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, these are identical twins. And
ish.
Yeah, I mean,
that was really hard.
I'm sorry. Like, I would have told you till that blueberry, it was the other way. And that blueberry was stupid.
We have to bleep out part of the show.
Language came out of my face. Suehiro is my winner. Look, they both keep they keep the Snow White title. I mean, no one beats out the other one for the title. Call either one. This is the original Snow White, but this earned the right to also be referred to it. $30 cheaper, a little longer, a little wider. I do not know about the wear and tear. As far as the soak, I think the soak was the same. I don't think that this needed to soak any longer. It killed the blueberry. I mean, just wow. AK rules. Snow White's amazing. This was definitely not a dull moment. Can you believe that? Thank you for your support. Friday nights at 8 o'clock. We will always be back. We love you guys. We're out.